Hey guys, this is your host Gooby, and welcome to the Toon Balloon podcast, our outlet to discuss, theorize, and enjoy our favorite webtoons with the occasional anime and manga sprinkled in between. In this week's episode, it will be our sprinkle of anime. I gathered up two of my friends, Panda and B, to help me discuss the Tokyo Revengers episodes 1 through 17. I have been dying to talk about this series since it is emotionally daunting and just a series that keeps me at the edge of my seat. I have fallen in love with all of the characters because they are so well written and charismatic. This story can be so touching, and I truly think it couldn't thrive without its main cast. I am certainly psyched to talk about this series with all of you, and I hope that you can enjoy the conversation. Before we jump into it, I needed to address some warnings to anyone who hasn't watched the series yet or is planning on listening to this episode regardless. I wanted to include a trigger warning since this series does tackle suicide and acts of violence. If you are experiencing troubling thoughts, please don't be afraid to seek help. You are not alone, and your life is precious. I will leave links to resources in the description box below. Also, there will be heavy spoilers, so you have been warned. Now, let's talk Tokyo Revengers, episodes 1 through 17. Hey guys, so these are my co-hosts today. We got Panda, who is definitely not Notion, and we have
definitely
B.
not.
B is one of my closest friends back in school, same thing with Panda, and we decided to do a whole discussion on Tokyo Revengers. So you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hi guys, it's Panda here today. My name is definitely Panda, not Notion. I know we might sound similar, but that's not me. Yes. I don't even know her. Anyways, I'm going to pass it on to B.
Hello, I am B. I just kind of fly around here or there. It's pretty great. I am happy to be able to be with people, and thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoy this. If you don't like anime, I don't know why you're listening.
True.
Oh my gosh. That's a good one. Honestly, guys, if you have not seen this anime yet, I deeply recommend you go watch all of the episodes we're going to be talking about today, just because it's going to be full of spoilers. And I don't think you can go into this anime like with spoilers, and because you're not going to get like surprised by everything.
No, I feel like with this anime, you definitely have to just like avoid all spoilers at all costs, because it's just so much better that way.
Yes. It's all shock value.
Wow.
Complete shock value, and it's just something that like I have to work really hard to not see any of the spoilers when I go on any site. Like I'm like, do not show me anything.
And this, my friends, is why you binge it in one sitting.
Yes,
that's what I did. I turned it on before work, and then I just kept it on all day. It was great.
I was told by Gooby here to watch it because he's gonna do a podcast. I'm like, okay, bet, and then that's why I watched it. Literally yesterday.
Oh my god.
What a powerhouse.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I did nothing else with my life other than watch anime yesterday, so there's that.
That's amazing. Gooby and I were talking, and she's like, oh my gosh, have you heard of this new anime? And I was like, I just saw the trailer. I think I'm gonna watch it. And then she's like, I haven't yet. And I was like, okay, I gotta watch it before she does. And then I binged it.
It was rough when I finally got to watch it because my husband insists that we have to watch it together now. So like I can't watch every episode on my own and binge it like everyone else. So I have to do it with his work schedule. And what happens is that I'm here like, I need to watch the next episode. I'm like, he's not home yet.
Oh my goodness.
Single Panda can't relate. Whoa.
See, Panda is she's the alpha here. She can do what she wants, what she wants. Wow, right then.
Exactly. I'm throwing all these hand signs right now, but you guys can't see anything.
That's the flailing again. This is what all we're going to be doing in this episode is just flailing because
definitely.
it's just, oh my gosh. So the first impression I wanted to have with the show was just like, when you watched the first episode, how did it get to you? Like, what made you like get hooked to it, honestly?
I don't know. I feel like, okay, it was really cool for me just to see, okay, he like literally died and then he was a child again. And he's just so confused and screaming and crying and freaking out and judging himself. He's like, who's this punk? Like, no way that's me. Like, that's me. And yeah, I thought that was hilarious. And I loved that. I think that's honestly what made me stick around. So I'm like, okay, this is interesting. Let me try it out.
I the thing that draws me into anime, no matter what I'm watching, is the artwork has to be like pretty. It has to be eye catching. I've actually after that, that's what got me enticed to it. Well, I stuck with it when he was trying to save someone else's life. I was like, wow, that's a really selfless thing to do. What in the world? At the very beginning had me questioning, why is his hair brown? And then when he goes back, it's blonde.
It's bleached.
Yeah, same. It's his delinquent vibe.
Time change, like dye your hair.
Yeah, it's like because you know they're delinquents. They're supposed to be like rebellious, and the way they rebel
and
in
they
Japan.
have like
yeah,
wacky hair colors, just, you know, out there. And then I guess when he's an adult, he just let his natural hair grow out. Honestly, he looks so young though, as a 26-year-old. Like, bro,
yeah.
Why do you look like you're in middle school still? You literally dress like it too.
Mm-hmm.
If he was supposed to be like growing up throughout when he goes back in time, like why does his hair not change? He's getting older. These are the things I'm curious about.
Anime hair don't change.
I think it's like a span of like a couple of months, maybe. That's why it's not like a significant change. But yeah, I would like some change. Honestly, I like his hair better when it's not like styled. I think it looks better just like down.
What drawn me to this series though is that I'm really into the delinquent character, and I think I told that to Notion last time was a pretty good interpretation of this is when I was on Twitter one day and they were like delinquents with feelings. I just
so like toxic stuff, is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
You're hearing Gabby say she likes the typical A bad boy.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of fall along those lines too.
It's like, I don't know, a good delinquent I could just pull out of my head that it's like, I don't know, have you watched One Punch Man?
Yes.
Metal Bat's a really good one that I think is a good delinquent. Yeah, like he's got family. Family's really important to him. He's got feelings. That's what I like. And so when I saw
Isn't
that,
there like a meme out?
Yeah.
Never mind. Wait, from Fast and Furious, what's his face? I can't remember his name.
Which one?
No. Anyways, just ignore me. Let's just go back to anime.
I just honestly, and I saw like the poster for it, I was just interested because I noticed they had like the pompadour hair. That's what like Takemichi has mainly as a pompadour. And I was like, hey, that's a delinquent. I want to watch that.
Honestly, I really like the art style, but I have to also agree with you guys. Like, if I don't like the art and the animation, I probably won't be watching the anime. Not gonna lie, I guess it's like it's kind of judgy, I guess, but sometimes it's just hard for me to get past an art style that I don't like. Even if the story is good, it's like I don't know if I can watch this. But yeah, I definitely really like the art style, and they're so cute. And I love seeing. Okay. Takemichi, I like seeing how he's so different as like an adult. Like he's feeling. Yeah. And he's like a soft boy stuck in a delinquent body, and it's so funny.
I think that's like the best part though, because when people say delinquent, what is the first thing they think of? They think of like juvie, or they think of juvenile, or how they're doing these horrible things, and then he's like, oh my gosh, I'm realizing that I need to be the nice guy, or I really love her. So now that I know this, I need to act like this so I can be like the man that she needs. Like, I think that fact that it's a hard shell with like this very soft, gushy center, kind of like a perfect bean bun. Like that is what we want.
That's cute.
True.
I like that.
That's like another thing, like going off on what you said, like when we think of delinquents, we think of like Juby and like bad stuff necessarily, like usually. But like I really like seeing this anime like portray these delinquents with like feelings and stuff. Like they're not just bad. There's a reason why they got there. There's a reason why they're doing things. And I don't know. I guess it feels more realistic, kind of human. It like really humanizes delinquents. Like they have this bad name, but they're not necessarily terrible people.
No, it's like they all have their struggles. Like when you see like Draken's backstory, it's a really good delivery of who he is. He is. Oh my god,
he's my favorite.
The world. What is up with my light?
I love him. Okay, but his relationship with Mikey. Oh my god, they are the cutest freaking things. I freaking love their relationship. Their friendship is so cute and so pure. And I love. I think it was Takemichi. He was like kind of spying on them at one point, and he was like, "Oh, I understand now. Draken is Mikey's heart, and you know they make up for each other."
Yes.
And I'm just like, that is so beautiful. That is so cute. Like, delinquents have feelings too, guys.
Like, he's not. They're just so three-dimensional. They're not like one-side character. It's like they have so much variety inside them. Like, Draken is all like, you know, yeah, I'm a delinquent. I do bad things. But honestly, I still respect people and women.
I love that. Okay. Like, the part when he was, like, so respectful towards like the girl's parents, and then one of their members, what's his name, Pachin?
Yeah,
his parents too, and he went with them to show support and stuff. I loved seeing this side of him too. Like just
when
because they do bad things, they're not like.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, go ahead. You're good.
When he was at the hospital and he bowed and was just letting the dad beat the crap out of him, and like Mikey comes up and he says like, "What are you? I'm not standing." He's like, "You're gonna stand right here and you're gonna take it like a man." Like I was just like, "Oh my goodness."
Yeah. Okay, that like melted my heart. That was so touching. Like I loved that. Like he's just like they've been through it, you know. Just let them yell, scream, whatever they need to do to get out of the system. Just, you know, be their punching bag for a little bit because they deserve that. And I'm like, dude, that's so true.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I think when we first got the reveal, because you know how many times like Takemichi goes back in time and then something always messes up when he gets back. Someone's dead, someone's about to die, you know. And then when I found out Draken got stabbed in the abdomen and died, I was like, you better go save this man.
Yeah. I was messed up. I'm like, no effing way. You're gonna tell me my favorite character just died. No, you are gonna go back. I don't care about your relationship. You're gonna save this man. I do not care.
Oh my goodness.
Do you have any like theories about like why is it Kisaki who's after him, or like do you think there's like another bad like
Kisaki probably has like a lot to do with all of these horrible things that are happening to him.
Definitely.
And I'm just always like, you know, the solution here is we get rid of Kisaki.
That's what I'm saying. But Takemichi wants to be this delinquent with feelings and a nice guy, and like that's not what I'm asking for, man. Just off him and you'll be good.
Blood.
Literally, I'm watching Uncensored for a reason.
Oh my god.
Okay, I hate myself. Okay, guys. Calm down, Panda.
She's got it.
I'm just flailing everywhere right now. I'm throwing hands. I'm punching air right now.
We're flailing. This is what I said about flailing.
Yes, literally, we were texting each other and we're like talking about how I cannot maintain and control myself. I'm just like flailing, hands, punching air, doing everything, and like I was literally rolling off the bed in the middle of the night, screaming because, you know, Draken died. And I was like, dude, what's wrong with me?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
So, one, I love the fact that you are flailing because I talk with my hands. If my hands are not moving, my mouth cannot move. It doesn't work right. So, you know, I embrace
it. Is it an Italian thing?
It is.
Because
oh my gosh, no, like
Italian.
Yes, it's great. But the second thing, speaking of being Italian, so I kind of think about how like their gangs are kind of like the mafia in a way, because we're just like, so in Sicily, my proud little island over there, um, sometimes the mafia is better than the cops because cops can't get there and they're just like, you know what, you just touched a kid, we're gonna break this bottle over your head. Or I can actually speak from experience. We were at a little girl's birthday party and this guy was drunk and trying to start a fight with the dad of this girl, and we're celebrating her birthday. And next thing you know, a wine bottle is broken. This guy is pushed up against the wall. He's like, you do not mess with children. You best get out of here right now. You know, like it's those kind of protective things that I've seen that I'm just like, oh my goodness, it's great. So when I see, oh my gosh, the name of their gang just, what are they doing? What? Yes, like I see how they're just like this protective family of like, don't mess with us. We're actually the good guys over here, and then have all these other people, and I'm just like, no, please leave them alone.
The thought of the fact that this whole group is just so family and just loving of each other, and the thought of like in the future we see that they are like these cold-blooded murderers apparently and everything, it's like I can't wrap my head around it.
Exactly.
And I'm like, I'm not thrilled to see it happen though. Like we keep getting hints that it's
don't
want
to see it.
I know.
Yeah. Like no matter how many times Takemichi's going back, it's happening. It's that future is not essentially changing. Like he changed something. He saved them, but then Draken is on death row. Like, dude, why are you on death row? Why are you a murderer all of a sudden? And why is Mikey off the freaking chain still? Like, what's happening?
Why is Kisaki still here?
Right? Why is Kisaki like being a creep, standing behind the stairs, watching you and laughing? Like, dude, what are you doing?
Okay, I would tap into that later because I feel like Kisaki is really important though. But anyway,
yeah, he's very important. Like the way he has Draken like wrapped around his finger, basically in the future, we see him basically tell Draken to kill someone, and he does it, and he doesn't like fight against it. So I'm just like wondering, what has he got on freaking Draken? Like, what are you doing to him? Like this man that we see in the past is not the same. He's not the same. He's completely different. Like what's happening here? What did I miss?
I think what is it, Akun or Akushi? I think that's how you pronounce his name.
Yeah,
that one hurts me a lot too.
Okay, yeah, that one kills me. No, like why did he jump off the building? I was like, I teared up. I was like, dude, I was so happy when he was still like him, and when they met, and Takemichi was all like happy, like he's like, yes, we were friends. He's so cool, and then he's all like chill. They're all friendly, and then he's like, you don't know the things I've been through, and you know, you're still the same. Save us all, and jumps off the building. Like, dude, you just killed me. Yeah, let's do this. And then the fact that it happens again, like he's different, but he's still stuck in this gang mafia cycle, and it's not changing. So I'm just like wondering what is he gonna have to risk? What is he gonna have to do to like make such a big change? And then he says he wants to be the top of someone. Like, how are you gonna do this, man?
Okay, that's a bit much.
Kind of a crybaby. Like, don't get me wrong, I love you and all, but you kind of cry all the time. Like, I think the one time he like stepped up and saved Draken at like when he got stabbed, and he like took the knife in his hand, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna fight," and stuff. And he did really well, and then only to cry again. I was like, okay.
He did something in that time though. He put that guy.
I really like that. Yeah. I really hope to see like an upward like trend with this. Like, I hope he decides like, yeah, I have to become stronger. I have to, work on myself to make these changes. And I hope he like uses them as inspiration or something, like to get stronger and like actually make it to the top. I don't know. Anyways, I'm just all over the place with this anime.
I love that it like all follows a storyline. Like they're all knitted together, but then they all branch off so wonderfully, and it's not like I'm lost. They all go forward, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's not confusing, so it's very nice.
Yeah. It like ties in really well, and I really like the flow of it.
Yes. Oh my goodness. The character with the pink hair, is his name Hezekiah? No.
Pink hair?
The pink hair.
Wait, no.
The hairstylist. What was his name?
The Akun.
Akun or Akushi.
Akun
Whichever one.
or Akushi, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, the fact that he died twice killed me.
Yeah.
What the heck? What?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to.
The man did not deserve it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So when I was watching it with Lorenzo one day, and I told him, I paused the episode when I saw that Akushi died, right? And I was like, okay, I think I'm cursed. And he was like, what do you mean? And I'm like, recently, any character I'm a big fan of keeps dying. And I'm like, because I was I'm like, looked at him, like when Akashi was about to pull that knife out for Takamichi, and I was like, I like this guy. He's a good friend, you know?
Yeah. I love him. All his friends, okay, I love the fact that he's like making these friends and he's like getting to know these like gang members that are supposedly the big bad and they're so evil, doing such terrible things in the future, and he goes back to the past. He actually gets acquainted and he's like, wait, there's no way. They're pretty freaking chill. How did this happen? Like, dude, same. I'm wondering the same thing. Please, I need more info.
And I think with his second death, he repeats the same thing he said when he
like the exact words.
Yeah, exact lines. And I was like, that's traumatizing. Like,
that's very traumatizing.
The moment that happened, I was wondering if maybe the time flip was gonna, draw back on like other movies and stuff where they're like, oh, well, if death happened here, then it has to happen somewhere else down the line. Like, death isn't gonna just let something be taken off his list. And I'm just like, stop killing people, please. Just why can't it? I'm not a bug person. I'm not big on spiders. If a character lives, just have a spider randomly just poof. I'm okay with that.
I agree. Totally agree. Hate spiders. I'm okay with if they just, disappear. It's all cool. But like, yeah. We all just said yeah.
They're just gross.
I felt that though.
Oh
I like how we're talking about spiders now.
Oh my gosh.
We'll replace the spider for Akushi. Anything for him, really.
Anything for him and Jack and Bro. Jack and Nicklett.
I think what was so telling when his second death though is that it was like, man, he was living it up. He was fine. But then the threat was really, they took a hold of his family. Like they were holding them hostage. And he's like, I have to get rid of you if I want my family to be safe. And it was like, there's no good route for him, I guess. And I'm just like, is death just gonna be his destiny? We can't change it. Is that gonna be the same thing for Hina? I'm like, I'm not ready.
Absolutely sucks.
No, don't you say that.
No. That absolutely sucks. Like I just want him to live. Please. I do not want to see his death a third time, please. Because what if he dies a third time and he's just dead for real, and he's just gone. Yeah. I can't do it. Nope.
No, actually has to live.
And then it must be so traumatizing for Takamichi to first see like one of his best friends die, not once but twice, and then you watch the love of your life die in front of you, getting crushed by a car and explode into flames after finding out that she still loves you all these years later. Like, dude, that I have no words.
Yeah,
dude,
it's terrible.
She has died so much, and I'm just like, please. Have you guys seen Seven Deadly Sins?
I have not yet. It's on my list though.
No, that's the one on Netflix, right?
So the reason why I bring this up is the main character, they were talking about like love and how hard it is to see their loved one die, and he's like, I can't. And this side character was like, I can't let her die a second time. And then all of a sudden they're talking to him and he's like, I have watched Elizabeth die 107 times now. And so like that killed. But now talking about Tokyo, I'm just like, how many times are you gonna have to watch her die? Like, please don't do this to me again.
Yes. Because he
Yeah, I don't think I can
technically,
handle it.
yeah, he's
That
only
would be
seen
so
her die like
traumatizing.
the one time, and then he has to hear about the death every time he comes back, and he realizes he fails. And I think the most traumatizing, of course, was like with the car, and I was like,
Yeah, but like not even failed because he comes back and he knows that he changed the past and they're okay. Sees them doing a lot, like doing good, all alive, you know, happy, and to watch her to do everything you can to save them, only to see them die in front of you is just even worse. Like
Oh my god,
that
the
is
car
absolutely
thing
horrible.
was
But
crazy
yeah, the
though.
car.
It was such a dramatic thing. How, not to be horrible here, but why didn't she just get out?
That's what I was thinking.
yeah.
But like, I guess in that moment, like you kind of freeze up, like you don't know it's gonna like happen. I guess like you wouldn't expect someone to just ram their car into you and then into a wall. Like you wouldn't expect that.
Like the car was off, they turned the car on, it is now revving, they then turn on the lights.
Exactly.
Like, there's so many steps that happen. How do you not be like, oh, there's a car behind me? Oh,
That's what I
now
was
the
thinking.
lights are on. Maybe I should move. She literally was like, you get out of the car because I don't want to lose you. And then
But
just
you're gonna
watch
die.
him. Like, don't just watch him. Get out the other side.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
it's like a
Oh wait, I think she like got hurt to her like abdomen and she couldn't feel her legs, so she couldn't get out anymore. But
she
my
couldn't
thing in
feel.
that situation, in that specific scene, I know she was like on her phone and like just like not noticing the car at first, but she looks in the mirror at one point and she sees the car coming like really, really fast. And at that point, I'm like, why are you turning around to stare at the car come towards you? Why are you not opening your door and jumping out? Better to be safe than sorry, my man. Like, what? Like, okay, you don't expect someone to crash into your car, but like, if you're coming at me that fast, I'm gonna jump out my car. Even if you're gonna crash into it or not, like at least I'll be safe.
This whole murder of her, murder suicide, I guess. It was just it happened in an instant if you think about it, because the amount of time he must have hit and rev that car to her. And then you know how people, when they are in like traumatic situations, it's either fight, flight, or freeze, and she might have just froze, and that's why she couldn't hop out, because she could, it's like a deer in headlights, you know, they just see it happen, they don't do anything.
Maybe it's an inception moment where it's like only 3 seconds, but it actually feels like 4 years. Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe it's like time lapse thing. I don't know. We should give her the benefit of the doubt. She is kind of dead.
Not once, but twice.
Oh gosh.
Oh wait, she gets like killed by a freaking vehicle ramming into her twice, actually.
Yeah, because her first death.
No, that's sad.
Yeah.
She
Is it
exploded
just always
twice.
gonna be a car? Oh my god.
She explodes twice.
Yeah. That's horrible.
The girl explodes twice. I'm so sure.
Like, okay, because the reason why this keeps happening to her and like Akun is because Kisaki wants everyone connected to Mikey to be dead. You know, he wants to hurt everybody that's been connected to him. So that's why Takemichi is getting targeted. I'm like, okay.
Because he like really likes him. Because that's what we learned.
And I was like, yes, instantly. I like you, kid.
Yeah. I really like Mikey. He's like,
oh my gosh.
He's such a baddie, but at the same time, he's so wholesome too. Like, I love that he like cares so much about his like crew and his gang. And like at first, I didn't expect that. I was like, okay, some kid is just like there, and then he holds so much power, and like he cares so much about his crew, and he like listens to them, and I love that. And I just want to know, how did that change? Where you become this crazy murderer, and like, I think, like do all these other things.
Takemichi mentioned too is Draken is his heart. So anytime, some time in the way when he becomes like a monster, I guess, is when Draken has no hold of that anymore. It's either Kisaki did something, like Kisaki intervenes and ruins everything.
Yeah, because like I think the latest episode that I watched, it was Draken, Takemichi meeting Draken at jail, and he like mentioned something about that, right? Like everything was fine, and then Kisaki ruined it all. The only regret I have is Kisaki, and I want to kill him. But then I'm also like confused because Kisaki apparently, or like the other gang that they started, Valhalla, like apparently it was started for Mikey, idealizing him, and so like
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just all crazy.
I mean, I
Crazy
guess we'll
stuff.
get more information in the future, but right now
I mean,
I'm like,
yeah,
I'm like, I don't know what's going on yet.
yeah,
I'm
it
not
is
ready
still
for Bloody
ongoing, so
Halloween. That's what it's called, right?
yeah, Bloody
Halloween.
Halloween. That's where everything goes wrong. He kills Kazutora. Is that his name?
Kazutora.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I think there's like foreshadowing. I really don't know if it's Kiseki that's the one that needs to die, or if it's the one with the mohawk. Suji, Hama, I think.
Oh,
The
Hanma.
real
Hanma.
tall one. If you
The one
look at
who
his
tattoos the
hand,
pain and the punishment, or sin and punishment tattoos, right? I think his
one
name was Hanma. Yeah.
I think one of them translates to sin.
Mhm.
So like
Yeah.
I think he's like the root of evil and they don't realize it yet. I
Mhm.
think that's the foreshadowing in his hands.
I mean, he
That
definitely
might be.
crazy.
Because
Oh yeah.
it all depends on those two meeting together. Why? Because if they don't meet up, then this one's fine and this one's still Jack.
True. Maybe because like Jackin Jackin mention that Toman and Valhalla like they fight and then Toman loses and they merge into one group. So is that gonna be the trigger factor when Kisaki and Hanma meet and totally change what Toman really is and stands for, and they just
Yeah.
go all chaotic and chaos and
I
murderous and stuff.
I think we really need to learn like why that sixth person left. Because we kind of started down that path and now we're waiting for the new episodes. So I'm just like,
Yeah, true. Yeah, really. I don't know. Like, I know that he went to juvie, and then after he came back from juvie, did he? Huh?
That's where they all met. No,
In juvie? No, I don't think so.
I think they went to school and then, yeah, that's right. He left.
They just like met. Yeah, I think Kazutora. Oh, that was his name. I keep forgetting. Kazutora. Okay, yeah. He gets arrested and goes to juvie for the murder of Mikey's older brother. So I'm thinking after he got out of juvie, he didn't want to go back to Tomana, or he couldn't like face Mikey or obviously get forgiveness from him, or he felt like he couldn't. So maybe that's why he goes to Valhalla. But at the same time, I'm not sure. There's this anime just has me all messed up. Maybe he's a double agent,
I
and
don't
we're
know
all
because then the captain left and I'm just like, so are you making Valhalla because you can't deal with Mikey or are you seeking to like hurt him? What is going on? What is this backstory?
Mhm.
Where is the family disconnect? You're all
Baji,
connected
right?
somehow.
Right?
like
okay.
in that flashback with when they killed the brother, like Mikey's brother, Baji didn't seem like he was like in any way vengeful towards Mikey because Kazutora was.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, what changed? Because Baji all of a sudden's like, I'm gonna kill Mikey too. I'm like, you know what? We're gonna team up. We're gonna kill Mikey. And I'm like, I don't get that.
I don't get that either, but I thought maybe like Baji and Kazutora probably were closer in that like group of friends, and maybe he wants to save him. Maybe that's why he's going over there to the other side, and maybe he also wants to get like intel and be like kind of a double type agent situation to bring this group down because his second in command. Well, I forgot his name. The blonde guy. The one that he was beating up on.
The new one. I can't remember his
the
name.
new one.
Okay.
I think he was just introduced last episode.
I need to like, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see.
But
I should have made my notes that I always do. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I usually write notes with all the characters and everything. Yeah. So I remember, and I did not.
I'm
But
gonna
like his
definitely
second in
do that next
command.
Yeah.
But his second in command was saying like, I don't believe that he's doing this because he's bad or anything, or because he truly wants to leave someone. I think that he's trying to get dirt on Kisaki. Like, so I really want to believe this story because I don't see the disconnect where and why he would go off and leave Mikey's side because he was one of the founding members. So I'm just not understanding what happened between that point and now for him to decide that, yeah, I'm just going to leave Tomon. You're not doing it for me anymore. I'm going to go and become super bad.
Yeah.
Like actually evil, psychotic, crazy evil.
I don't know. That's a great twist. I never thought of him trying to be just a double agent. I thought like he was like actually like leaving, and we're about to learn what kind of like tea spillage there is between these 6 people. What the heck? I don't know.
I thought that too at first, but I feel like the double agent thing would be a really cool aspect if that actually happens. Because like if you think back to the fight from August 3rd where Jackin is supposed to die, they all come, they pull up, and you know they're ready to fight for Mikey, to fight for Jackin, to fight for their family. And family is a really important thing to them. And you know, you can see him pulling up, getting ready, putting his hair in a ponytail, and smiling as he's fighting alongside his family and friends. So I'm just not understanding between August 3rd and like literally 2 weeks later, how are you a completely changed person and you don't want to be a part of Tomon anymore? Yeah. So I'm honestly thinking that after the whole Kisaki joining Tomon thing, he's maybe just trying to go on the other side and bring the other group down so he doesn't have to keep Kisaki in Tomon. Because the reason Mikey brings Kisaki into Tomon is because he needs the manpower. So I don't know. That's just my thought process, and that's what I was thinking. But I don't know. I don't know what you guys think about that.
That would make sense on why they just let him kind of walk off. Like, I feel if they were honestly terrified of what this person was going to do, they would beat the crap out of him. Oh, you want to leave us? Well, you can't leave without your head, can you? You know?
Yeah.
The mafia.
But that's also like another thing. I feel like there's so much like such a strong bond between the founding members of Tomon that like, and they genuinely care for each other that they wouldn't be able to like kill each other off just like that. And they worry for each other. So like when Mikey's all like, oh, what is he doing? And Jackin's like, oh, you know how he is. He'll be back or whatever. So I'm not necessarily sure if they know that he's doing this because, you know, like in situations like this, it's like the more people know, the more dangerous it becomes. You know, that's what it would. So maybe that's why he, you know, threw a fit and like beat up on Takemichi and made a scene, caused a scene, so he could get fired or just quit because, you know, and prove a point like, oh, okay, yeah, I don't fit in here anymore because I'm bad and y'all are not. So, and you don't like me being rowdy and shit, so let me just leave. So I don't know, maybe he was doing that for a reason.
Yeah, I just feel like all the flashbacks of what led to this doesn't add up to what he's like doing now, and I'm just like, it doesn't make sense for him to be vengeful towards Mikey unless like he's got like an upper hand in here. It's like maybe I got some cards to play, and then seeing him beat up the freaking his vice captain or whatever at the Valhalla Baji, I was just like, bro. And then the vice captain's just chill with it. He's like, I let him do it.
I was like, dude, what is he doing? But at the same time, it would, if my, you know, like the whole double agent thing is true, it would make sense that he gets his second in command to let him like beat up on him. It's like, okay, trust no one. You're the only one I know that can like, you know, fight and like stand this. So I'm gonna get you to take my punches, you know, for a bit. I'm not gonna kill you or anything, but you know, take my punches so I can prove my innocence to them, so I can join their crew and they can trust me.
Yeah.
That makes me okay. So I don't have any
handy.
I can't say this for like sure, but from what I've come to understand, family dynamics that have multiple kids, what if he's like the middle child that's just trying to get like the younger sibling and the older sibling to get along? So you have to like play both sides until you figure out what happens.
True.
And then they run and be like, yo, mom, you got to figure this out. So I'm just thinking of like Mikey being the mom, because totally chill, you know, you can all come to me, but like throw hands down and I will put my foot in your face. That's what he does. So I'm just like, okay, there is a sibling dispute and he's just like, what side do I go to?
He's jealous. Or maybe he just wants attention.
So,
oh my god,
like, what do you think Takemichi's gonna have to do in this situation? Because the guy can't like fight that well. So what is he gonna
I
have to
really
do to like
hope.
tie
I
the
don't
ends
know.
here? Because I'm like thinking this doesn't seem like something he can really prevent because he's not strong enough to fight Mikey off to get him to
That's
stop.
literally what I was thinking. And like Mikey just told him like if he can bring back Baji, then I'll listen to you. So I'm like I don't think Mikey will honestly kill Takemichi because I think he has taken a liking to him and sees him like his brother. So I don't think he's gonna necessarily kill him off, but like maybe cut him off to some degree. So I don't know. I'm not really sure how Takemichi would handle this situation. It's like I feel like this is way out of his like I don't know, like
is out of his pay
control.
grade.
Like I don't know how he would like I don't know how he would handle this. You're not strong in a fight. Like I mean, you have mental strength obviously to some degree to be pursuing this and you want to help people. You have that kind of strength, but I feel like that's not gonna keep you alive in a fight, you know? How many punches can you honestly take before you die? So
he's been on the brink of death for quite a bit.
Sometimes like in boxing matches and in MMA fights and stuff, it's not about being stronger than them, it's weakening them. Like if
true.
I can take 12 punches and I know it takes 11 punches for you to get tired, I'm gonna wait till that last minute and then right before you throw that 12th punch, I'm gonna move. You know why? Because you're too tired to chase me. However,
you think he's gonna knock him out?
He would do that. Like I don't even think he could just, I'm gonna wait until this 12th punch and I'm gonna punch you. He's gonna be like, Cam, we've been through this fight together. There's 11 punches between us. Let me just hug you.
Right. I could see him doing that. But like, I don't know, like what would he actually do in this situation? Because he stands his ground, yes, but like honestly, with Baji, he's not on a closer like he doesn't have that connection with Baji yet. So I'm like, how are you gonna get him to agree? Or maybe he's gonna get him to spill something juicy and back off or something. But like I don't know, from the last episode, I'm like sensing since he's like Takemichi's linking up with Baji's second in command, I'm guessing that they're gonna find information to like get him back or help him, or he's just going to be a double agent is what I'm feeling. I really hope that's the case. But then again, this anime is not predictable at all. It'll just break my heart and watch him just be the king of the headless angels. Who knows?
Maybe what he'll do is I really think he's going to learn the backstory of like why they broke up, maybe, or like what the real issue, I guess, like the beef. We'll use that. The true beef of what's going on, and then he's gonna like try to resolve it. But I feel like he's going to die and then start talking to his cop friend. Man, their names are just not in my brain.
His cop friend, his name is
the little brother.
Naoto.
Yes. Quick side note, can we talk about how he's the little brother but looks like her dad?
Right? I'm just like, how are you the little brother? You look like you should be older than her.
And
does
you're
not make sense.
Driving the car. What?
He looks older than Takemichi, and he's supposed to be younger than him.
Okay, that had me all messed up. I was like, dude, there's no way. Like, I get you work in a tough field. You're a cop. You're out on the field fighting for your life or something. But how are you gonna look older than a whole 26-year-old? Make it make sense. Because it's not making sense.
That's what he did.
Things are not adding up.
It's the artwork too. It's not even the fact that he's like tall or anything, like the jaw structure, everything. He's just like, this is a grown man, and then this is an older man that looks like your son. What?
Okay, yes. He literally, Takemichi could probably pull off being his son or something at this point. Like the way he dresses, honestly, I feel like makes him look younger, and then him letting his hair just be like whatever is another thing. And I feel like also the way Naoto dresses probably ages him a bit, and his maturity. He's just very mature for his age. So maybe that. But anyways.
Yeah. What are we talking about? So many factors. Like what the heck? Why? I
felt that.
If anyone listening to this is wondering how good the artwork is, the fact that we can describe how this one character looks older, like just the detail.
Exactly.
Freaking
The
love.
details are so nice. I really like the art style. I don't know. I don't know what my favorite type of art style would be, but like this is definitely really nice.
Mhm.
Definitely why I kept watching this anime.
It feels
The
very
That
classic.
is important.
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
When
Like,
But then
Draken
it's
was
like,
like 9 getting a tattoo on his face, I feel like you could actually see what he was feeling in his eyes. And I'm
yes,
Mhm.
I
anime.
love that. Like it just felt so real to me. This whole anime just feels really real to me.
It
I don't know why. It does. I don't know. I don't know why I am so, but the feels.
in a bowl of just soup.
We're just not
How many
okay.
times have you cried watching this anime? I want to ask real quick because you know how Takemichi is literally called the crybaby hero.
Yes.
And
I guess I'll be related to the Crybaby hero because Crybaby fan out here.
I'm trying to think. Okay, I cried with Akun dying twice on me.
Twice. Twice.
Draken dying on me. Draken almost dying on me when he got stabbed, and I was here on the edge of my seat, like, please do not die. And then
Right?
Hina dying, and then Akun.
Honestly, when haven't I cried during
Mhm.
this anime?
I think I even
You
cried
are
when like Takemichi was trying to get Draken and Mikey to like get along again.
Yeah, I was
Because,
like, oh, why are they fighting? I
yeah.
have to wake up and, crap happens. Like, dude, please. And then all of a sudden there's crap in his hair and they're laughing and running away.
They're such kids. That's the thing. You
Yes,
don't remember they're
just like,
kids.
I don't know. I feel like it's really crazy to see like the delinquent side, they're baddies, and then they're also kids at heart. You have to remember that they're also kids growing up in like a tough world, and I feel like maybe a lot of them just growing up will have a lot to do with how their group changed, but also there has to be someone more sinister because
Yeah.
the group changed way too much.
Like,
Man, let me cry.
yeah.
I think I cried, not like true cries, because I'm like, I don't like crying.
Yeah, I remember.
I'm too strong for this, but I was honestly upset when Draken was stabbed.
Yes.
That got to me. Just thinking about it right now, I'm like, please, let's.
I'm just a very emotional person. I cry all the time.
Mhm.
Oh my
Just leave it
god!
at that.
And whenever he jumped off the building, oh my god, just
Like those two moments were intense. For me, like when he jumped off the building, I'm just like, you really don't know what's going on in a person's mind. Like you see from the outside, he's happy, he's thriving, he's rich, he's got it all. But really, like mental health, I feel like is also a very important theme in the show. Like it's so important. Like mentally, he was not there. Like he had everything a person could want to some degree, but he was so traumatized and tired of this life that he was living and scared out of his mind that it drove him literally to die, like to commit suicide. Like that's so sad. And I'm just like, when I saw that, that one just I definitely cried at his first death because like that one just felt so real because even like in the real world, people struggle with emotions and feelings and not having anyone to rely on. And then suicide is a real thing.
Yeah.
People, if you guys are listening, get help if you need
Yeah.
help.
And I think
That's not funny. I'm sorry.
that scene didn't hit, like he leaped, and I was like thinking he better come up like Aladdin
Right? I'm
on the
like, where's
magic
the magic
carpet. And then
because
it was real when they showed his body on the floor, and I was just like, oh, I'm in tears. Like he didn't, it was real. And I'm like, Takemichi is literally the most resilient character I've ever seen, because that's trauma, like seeing your best friend like kill themselves like that, and then seeing the love of your life die in front of you, and your friend
and
die
then
again, and then
exactly. And the guilt he must feel because he's like, I dropped my friends, I dropped my girl after graduation and I left because I didn't want that life. I was tired, I was scared, I was a nobody. And to meet up with that best friend of yours years later, to see him happy on the outside and then literally just die in front of you the day you met, like, dude, that is insane. Like I don't know how I would have dealt with that emotion. Like he must feel so guilty for leaving his friends behind. He probably could have been, he's probably like, I would have things have changed if I had stayed, if I had been with them, if we had all gone out together. Like, would things be different? Like, he definitely is a very resilient character. Like, yes, he's a crybaby, but also he's watched his best friend die twice. He watched these other new friends that he's made and gotten really close to break apart and lose themselves. He's lost the love of his life twice. Technically 3 times because, you know, the breakup. But like died twice. So like,
I think the
strong,
crying,
but he's a crybaby. But like,
crying is fair because I'm like, I would cry. Like,
exactly.
I wouldn't know how to move on.
I think what's crazy is like when he's jumping back and forth, he really doesn't have anyone to talk to about this either. So like, I know myself, when I get stressed, I start tearing up, and it's just a way to express that. Maybe he angry cries and we just take it as like crybabiness.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That could also be very true. It would make sense because like you don't really see him crying like that when he's in the present. It's more when he's in the past and he has literally no one to understand his feelings and situations. Like, at least in the present timeline, he has Naoto and he understands and he knows what's going on. But like, yeah, that could be a very important like thing. Like, maybe that is angry crying, stress crying. I mean, I feel like he's honestly, I get he's a crybaby, but like, I think half the time he's crying is more out of stress because he's like, I am not strong enough. Like, what am I doing? I came all this way and I'm still not, like, I'm still not able to save these people. I'm still not able to help. I'm still not able to change. Like, I have been rambling. Anyways.
I can definitely feel like in his situation, if I was put in a situation like that, I'm going to be constantly asking, why am I the one having to do all of this? This is like, why I'm the one that have to, because like mentally, I would not be capable of handling all of that. And even though he cries a lot, I am so sure that he is so strong for doing all of that.
I think that, you know, he's crying, if it's not just because he's extremely emotional, let's say that he's just trying to do like catharsis and express his emotions, it kind of goes back to the notion and mental health. Like, when you don't have an outlet, you just kind of burst, or if you can't, you jump off the building. I think one of the craziest things about the artwork, he wanted to be the hairstylist. He wanted to take care of things. I knew something was going to happen when you saw him shaved. Like, the one that liked his hair is now bald.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that's a very important connection, actually.
Yeah. Like,
I don't know what happened, but I can't
like,
feel
literally
anymore.
The fiery passion is gone off his head. And I mean,
and he looks like he aged so much, like, through the past few years. Like, he looks so much older than Takumi Jr. You're just like, dude, what is he going through? He looks tired, you know? And then with his hair not being there, it's like, okay, something is definitely suspicious.
So let me think real quick. When it comes to Hina, how do you feel about Hina? Do you like her?
I honestly really like her. I feel like she's a really good, like, character, like a supportive character. Like, she's always there for him when he's crying and then making him feel better. And then, I don't know, like, dealing with him. And I feel like if I was her, I'd probably get whiplash, because she mentioned one time when he came back that, like, okay, you're acting differently. Like, I feel like I would just get whiplash and be frustrated with you. But like, she's so forgiving and like understanding, and like, and then the whole thing when, you know, he like leaves her at the festival and then the whole gang fight and stuff, she's still understanding about that. I would just be like losing my mind. I'd be like, what?
I absolutely love her. I think it's so cool how she can be like so sweet and so cheery and bubbly, and then all of a sudden, like, Hina's in the hallways and somebody was trying to be mean to him, and she just like punched him, like, nah, knock it off. He with me, like, respect, girl. But I agree with Panda when he jumps back in time. Like, all of a sudden he's in the future, so now she's left with this like a-hole shell, and I'm just like, I don't know if I could handle him going back and forth and not knowing what side I'm gonna get.
True. And also something that's like I don't know, weird, I guess, about Spinner. Like, I know he comes back in time and he changes things and he goes back. Like, technically, shouldn't he have like new memories? Because he has like no idea what's going on in the past at that point. Like,
yeah,
I feel like I would just be so, I don't know, like, I don't know, exhausted from trying to figure out how things are like changing and like and like not having those memories of like, since it's like 12 years later, I get you have like those few months of memories, but then when you go back, there's like a gap still.
Yeah.
And then he meets these people and then it's like, wait, you don't remember this? Like, no.
Well,
that wasn't me.
makes sense to me because he's jumping back 12 years. Can you remember what you were doing 12 years ago today?
Not true. You're right. Never mind.
12 years
But like,
ago.
like very big events, in my opinion. He shouldn't he like have some new memories or something, like some big events or something?
He has a gist and he has to live through it to get like his memory jogged. Oh crap! This is what happened.
Yeah, makes sense. Actually, yeah, that makes sense. 12 years ago today, I don't know what the heck I was saying.
Like if he changes the past from what he originally remembers, I could see it being very difficult when he goes back in the past. He doesn't remember, and he's like, "Well, how am I going to solve this situation if I don't remember living in it?" Because he's like, "When did this happen?"
Plus, he's changing it, so it's not even the same past that he lived in.
Exactly.
Like, so when he jumps into the past, his future self is like in a coma.
Yeah.
Why is it when he's in the future there's now a shell? Why is there not a shell like? Why is there's not like, here I am, zombie going to work. He's just like, I need an IV now. What?
Maybe.
Dude, honestly, I don't know. I feel like there's holes, and it makes you laugh sometimes, but at the same time, I don't know. Maybe we'll get answers later. And the whole time leaping thing is really weird for me, but it's still really well put together.
It is.
Takemichi, technically, his past self already is living a life he already made, if you think about it. So I'm wondering what he's doing half the time when he's not in that body anymore. You know, like when he's in the future, what is old Takemichi doing right now? Because it always seems like he's a mess.
But like when he comes back to the present time, even though he's making all these changes, I've noticed his life hasn't really changed much. Like he's doing things for other people. He's very selfless in that manner. Like his life is literally the same. Like still that job that he hates, that apartment that he hates, the life that he's like, what am I doing with my life? And I'm just like, I kind of want to see some changes in his life too, like something that he actually wants. Maybe now that he has like a goal for himself, like he's going to be the top of someone, maybe that'll be the big trigger for his extreme change of life or whatever.
He goes back in the past and then he does stuff for other people, and then he just he doesn't do anything for himself, and he can't really tap into that time when he left to go and do new things, right? And change his new life. And I'm just kind of like thinking, the poor thing, it just kind of came out of like this really traumatic lifestyle, like gangs, being forced to do things he doesn't want to do, and then he doesn't have like the social skills to like grow out of that whenever he's older.
And then now he's just it must be so weird coming back and living like a normal life. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I would just be like, bro, take me out now because I can't do this.
Yeah. You know, Gabby brings up a good point. He's already lived this past. So why is it when he leaves to the future, a shell is left? Shouldn't his old person still be there with the same everything? Or is it just because like this is a different relive?
It's weird.
There's so many.
I have no idea.
Dude, time travel is
wild. I'm
so excited for when we can do it, but at the same time, I have a lot of theoretical physicist friends, and like we talk about these sort of things. So if you teleport, are you just making a clone of yourself? Because you can't quickly move your particles. So I wonder if he's like dying inside every time he moves.
Yeah,
I'll be a guinea pig regardless.
Oh my God. Girl, just Give me like 3 more years. I'm gonna be like working with Elon Musk. We're gonna be with these astronauts. And we're gonna we're gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Crybaby heroes.
I bet.
We are the crybabies crying with him. Like, this is why there's so much emotion. We become heroes. Our tears.
You know, even though the Crybaby Hero is what they call him, you know, like the opening theme is called Crybaby Hero. And can I just say, I love the music that they use for it. Opening and ending.
I really like the opening. The ending is really good too.
Yeah.
I just love everything. This anime is really good. Watch it, people. Watch it.
The first time. I'm so you goo, Gooby. You goo.
I'm gonna forget what I was gonna say, so go for it.
Do it. No, I was. Dang it! Go. No, you first.
Okay, guys, they're having brain farts. I don't know what they're doing, but I'm gonna take over the show. This is my podcast now.
Yeah, this is Panda's show now.
This is my show now. Let's talk about K-pop because that's what I do. Oh wait, no, that's not me. That's my that other person that she has. Anyways,
it's not Notion, guys. It's
totally... not Notion. Definitely not. I don't know. I don't even know who that is. Like, I've never heard that in my life. What even is a Notion? Like, what is that?
Oh my goodness.
Anyways, back to our Crybaby hero. Which one of you guys want to take?
The final, you guys are talking about like the closer. It's so beautiful, and I feel like the artwork changes a little bit when it comes to like all the different colors. Funny thing is, you know how like the endings, like the outros, I guess, they change. Well, the first one that my husband sees is the one where Drekken's like on top of the roof, and then all of a sudden the wind blows, and like his shirt is just like abs. And so,
yes, I personally love that one. But anyways, enough for my simpy self. He's a child. What am I thinking? Oh my goodness. God.
My husband knows that like that is my favorite. I'm like, that's my boy right there. And all
true.
Why that's your boy?
Abs.
I'm just like, leave him alone. You get over there.
I can relate to that. And Gooby here knows from the past podcast that I've done, I am a major simp.
Oh, you know what? Notion? I gotta wait, not Notion, Panda.
Notion? Who's the Notion person?
Sorry. Panda, I gotta send you a meme that Lorenzo sent me a little while ago. It was so freaking funny. It's got freaking you'll see it. It's so funny.
Okay,
I meant to send it to you. But anyway, just simping over Draken here.
I'm definitely a simp for Draken, K-pop celebs, you know. Anyone.
I said shrimp. I've been so confused. I thought you said shrimp. I thought you said I've been shrimping. And I'm like, what is shrimping?
Simping.
It's part of the new lingo the kids use, you know? You wouldn't understand.
Are you a shrimp? I don't know.
Y'all married folk wouldn't understand. I've been shrimping.
We can't simp anymore.
No, it's not simping.
Yeah, it's shrimping.
It's shrimping. Okay, that's what I do. That's what the single people nowadays do. You know, they shrimp.
I gotta say, for Draken though, he is like one of my favorites for sure. And
yeah,
I mean, he definitely seems like the poster boy when it comes to like advertising. I think because you know you see Draken's face, abs, and just the
yes,
you gotta get the fan service in there for sure.
Ooh, another thing, I really want Takemichi to freaking start wearing his gang fit. You know,
it's nice.
It's nice. I like it.
It's so lit. I was
yes, dude. How about we pull up in those fits? So you know, nothing fits when we pull up somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we should do it. We'll have all of our flailing hands look like we're throwing gang signs. It's gonna be great.
No, we'll probably get arrested. Let's not do that. Your husband would be like, "Dude, what?"
Yeah.
But we don't need to. We don't know. What are they doing?
We're just shrimping, officer. I'm sorry.
He's like,
I am shrimping. I don't know what you guys are doing. I'll be like, no, sir, it's shrimping now.
Shrimping.
We made that up. It's shrimping.
You know how like the kids, like their gang picture, their first picture together, they're like in the middle of like this whole crosswalk in Japan. They're just like, "What's up, guys?" And I'm just like, thinking,
oh, yeah. And the fact that there's a flashback, they beat up on this guy, and the beat up guy is taking the picture. That's kind of funny to me. Like, did you guys really beat an innocent man so he can take a picture? You can just ask.
They're like the Beatles, you know. It's a road. Same thing.
True.
They're famous.
Yeah. I gotta say, when it comes to like the opener, when I was watching it one time and I noticed there's like these really red scenes and you see like these really tragic events happening, because I saw Draken's face on the floor and I guess that's when he got stabbed, right? And we hadn't gotten introduced to that yet. I was like, what's going on? And then I see Takamichi's hand getting stabbed and I was like, what's happening?
I was so confused. I was like, wait, what? But anyway.
It kept happening. And then after he got his hand stabbed, I was like thinking, okay, so what is that next event? And it's the freaking car exploding on Hina. And I was like,
okay, yeah, like, bro.
You didn't have to go hard like that.
The hand stabbing thing, I find that crazy that when he jumps into the future, he was freaking out and then he looks at his hand, he's like, oh, it actually happened.
Yeah.
And I'm just ugh.
The whiplash though, I would just be like, dude, I can't take it anymore. I'm gonna go home and flip it off.
How stressed were you in that fight when he chokeholded that dude? Because you know how he got his hand stabbed.
I was like, bro, I was like flailing around, rolling off my bed. I'm like, dude, oh my god, no one better die. I was freaking out. I was like, it is August 3rd. Can you please just turn to August 4th? Yeah. I'm tired. Please, I need them to live.
Let the clock strike already.
It was so stressful. But anyways, quick like pause situation. I actually have to leave soon. Yeah. So I don't know if you want me to just like dip first or whatever.
Okay, so what we could do, I guess we covered quite a bit since you got to get going already. So like, okay guys, so Panda has got to jump ship already. So you know what? We're probably just gonna call it off then. And I think we did a lot, right?
Oh, I feel kind of bad. Yeah, we covered I think a lot of the themes in the show. And
like, what time is it already? Because like usually we hit it up to like
11:23.
So we usually hit up pretty late. So that's pretty good, honestly, for us at this point. So, you know, Panda, we thank you so much for being on here. And you know what? We had a lot of fun talking about Tokyo Revengers. I feel like we did a pretty good job at like touching on everything. And no matter how stressed I am with this show, I still enjoy it.
Girl, I was sweating. It was good though. Yeah, this was a lot of fun.
Oh my gosh. So, I mean, thank you so much for being on here, guys. If you want to say bye to the audience.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys. This is Panda. Definitely not Notion. Maybe I'll be back again. I'm throwing gang signs. Why? You can't see me. Okay. Anyways, bye.
I had a great time discussing Tokyo Revengers with my friends Bee and Panda. It is such an exhilarating show that I definitely feel will have me reading the manga as soon as the anime season ends. I am so pumped for the next episodes to come out, and I hope that you will join us again on our next discussion when the season finale arrives. Like I said in the beginning, if you are experiencing troubling thoughts, then please don't be afraid to reach out for help. I have included resources in the description box below. You are enough, and you are worth fighting for. Let me know your thoughts and opinions of what we discussed today in this episode by messaging me through either of my social media handles. Both my Twitter and Instagram handles are @theToonBalloon. I would love to hear from you. Also, definitely tell me any other webtoons, anime, or manga you are interested in. I may talk about them in future episodes. The Toon Balloon podcast can be listened to on Soundcloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, YouTube, and more. Now, let's end this episode of the podcast. Thank you so much for joining me today and taking the time to listen to my humble podcast. I look forward to talking with you again. This is the Toon Balloon podcast. I was your host, Gooby. See you next time.